tough. And Kamala Harris cannot get out of the shadow of Joe Biden. So much so that it is going to be pretty difficult for her to win the American election because despite all of her attempts to pretend she's different, she, of course, has been the co-pilot of the plane that has got so badly off course over the past 4 years. In fact, latest polling shows that on the right track, wrong track question, 64% of Americans believe the country's headed in the wrong direction. That's a 36-point difference between those who think things are headed in the right and the wrong direction. We have learnt this week that Joe Biden has offered to stand side by side with Kamala Harris, but Kamala Harris, knowing that the stench of political death is in and around this bloke, that she's just ignoring the calls. He will not be by her side. But he found a way to get in the news today, and it may well cost her the election.
The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters.
Sorry? You thought basket of deplorables was bad. That's just straight out right and attacking. Now, of course, he didn't mean it and he gets a do-over because he's a lefty, but that's what he said. Oh, everyone will write it off because, you know, he doesn't know what he's saying. I'm sorry, that's what he said. He says the quiet part out loud, and we all know that the most passionate stuff that we've seen in the American election has been the hating on Trump and now, of course, the hating on the supporters because the supporters deny them ongoing power, that being Biden or Harris. Harris gave a big speech today in Washington, D.C. I'll give some details on that in a moment or two's time, but surprise, surprise, the headlines read that the speech was overshadowed by the bloke who says that the other half of the country are garbage, may well be a problem. As for the lefties, they are going full passive-aggressive. Here was one having a go at a Republican today on CNN.
He has his own campaign agenda. It is not Project 2025.
No, it's Agenda 47, which is exactly the same as Project 2025. And you can say that as many times as you want, Scott, but it's not true. So just to say here and say, I've said this a million times and it's not his plans are, that's a very smug way to look at me, my friend. The thing is that what we're doing is we're talking about
a little more before we are done. 1 week to go before we are standing there in Washington, D.C., bringing you the results live all day next Wednesday here on Sky News.